It's hard to believe it's been 9 months since we flew out to Detroit to pick up our 2019 Mustang GT, and then 7 months since we debuted the car at the SEMA show. Now, our goal with this car is to get it in front of as many viewers and customers as possible. We want you guys to check out this car and see all the work that we put into it. Now, after the SEMA show, we immediately took part in SEMA Ignited, their outdoor show that was open to the public, and had a blast at that show. The very next morning, Silver State Mustangs was having their cruise where they take over the Las Vegas Strip. We had to take part of that and cruise with those guys and had an awesome time there. Following that, we took it to the Motorama show in Harrisburg, where we always have a nice big display of CJ cars. And then recently, we went down to Atlanta to the SE 6th Gen Mustang meet, which was a huge meet of all S550 Mustangs. And then after that, we went to Charlotte. We were the actual pace car for the entire event and for the world record attempt at the biggest Mustang cruise. Now, after the Charlotte show, we got a chance to go out to Detroit and visit Roush Performance. The reason we went out there was to get a tour and hang out with the guys, but the main reason was for their Phase 2 upgrade. This was the very first vehicle to get the full Phase 2. And let me tell you, it's absolutely worth it. The car not only saw power gains, it also was very, very repeatable, ran nice and cool, definitely a worthwhile upgrade. And then just last weekend, we led the annual Pony Trails cruise from CJ Pony Parts down to the Carlisle Fairgrounds for the All Ford Carlisle show. We had the car on display all weekend at various booths, including Adams Polishes, who gave the car a phenomenal detail. Now, those of you who aren't familiar with this car, this is our 2019 Mustang GT that we call Smoke Show that we built for the SEMA show in Las Vegas. Now, this is a 2019 premium Mustang GT, and we added a Ford Performance supercharger under the hood, a ton of Anderson Composites carbon fiber pieces, including the fender flares, the fenders, the hood, the trunk, and the rockers. We have a Scott Drake spoiler in the back, Watson Racing roll bar inside, UPR suspension along with Roush suspension underneath, and currently has a set of Hawk Performance brake rotors and Hawk Performance pads. We also have upgrades from Bear, Rally Innovations, and a custom drift brake from Sickie. We do have every intention of drifting this car at this year's Mustang Week in Myrtle Beach. One thing we've always tried to do with our SEMA builds is to make sure we actually build them to drive them. I mean, our Focus got a good amount of mileage on it. Our truck gets driven daily. The Stealth Gray Mustang, the EcoBoost we built a few years ago, I drove that car to California and back. You know, we want to make sure the cars look cool, but they also do what they're supposed to do. I mean, in this car, obviously the looks was very important, but we wanted to make sure the car was very drivable because we do plan on putting, I'm guessing we're going to put 10,000 plus miles on the car this year. And we want to make sure we are going to drift it. I mean, that was kind of the whole goal building it, was to build it as a drift style car. That's what Ford wanted to see. And you know, we're working right now with Jonathan Nairn Racing. They're going to work with us to get the suspension set up a little more A-arms, different style A-arms, so we have a little more of a steering angle. So the car will be a much better drift car when it's done. But we will have this car at Mustang Week and we'll be out on the track. So if you guys are going, definitely check it out. It's nice thing with this is still a great highway car. Like I said, I'm excited about this trip. We're gonna head down the coast. We're gonna start off in Florida at UPR and hit a whole bunch of our vendors on the way back. Hoping to hit some cars and coffee, maybe some cruise nights and stuff on them on the road too. But yeah, the car's great to drive. I mean, it is a premium Mustang GT and it is a 2019. It's got the better stereo. You know, it has the leather and everything else inside. And even the suspension right now, it's got coilovers on it. Still rides really, really nice. The suspension in the rear is beefed up. It's all UPR. It's got spherical bearings in it. So you hear a clunk here and there, but that's normal for a bearing versus a bushing. And again, we need the strength when the car's going sideways. The urethane is just not going to cut it. One of the things that really made a huge difference was the car was getting that Phase 2 upgrade from Roush Performance. So we have the Ford Performance supercharger, which is the same as the Roush kit. And you know, when the Phase 2 came out, you know, definitely said the benefits of more cooling, which means the numbers are a lot more repeatable. You can beat on the car a lot more, take it on the track and keep it nice and cool. And a little more horsepower to boot's always a good thing. The car is great to drive. I mean, it is comfortable. It does drive nice going down the road, and the attention we get's awesome. Like, you know, we love the thumbs up from people as we're just driving down, people sticking their phones out, trying to get pictures of it. I mean, it's definitely cool to be proud of something like this that we put together. As far as a road trip, I mean, my plans are I'm going to leave, I'm going to be in West Palm Sunday night. I'm going to hit up UPR on Monday, go up to Pompano Beach and stop by Stida on Monday. And then Tuesday, I believe I'm going to be at CPE and long tube. Going to check out CPE and then check out long tube headers. And then probably from there, go to Master Power Brakes, Rugged Ridge, and again, work my way up. Eventually, I'm going to, on Friday, be at JLT in Virginia Beach, and then head back to CJ's on Saturday. So it'll just be a cool trip. Again, I'm definitely going to try to find some Mustang events in the area. Hopefully, meet up with some enthusiasts and let you guys check out our car. The rev matching on the 19 is really cool when you downshift. At first, it got kind of annoying because out of habit, I would rev match anyway, so I ended up running it too high. But now that I'm used to it, it is a nice feature. Ford Performance Extreme exhaust sounds good. At first, I thought it was honestly a little on the quiet side, but I swear as we've driven it, it's kind of broken in a little bit, and it has got a little louder, and it sounds really good. No drone on the highway, cruise all day, but when you get on it, you can definitely hear it. The car originally had Ford Performance springs on it, which gave us a nice stance and worked perfectly for what we were doing at the time, but since then, like I said, we switched to the Roush coilovers because we wanted the adjustment of a coilover. I mean, we really wanted to really dial in the ride height right where we wanted it, made sure we had proper clearances for the tires, and the coilovers are just the way to go for that setup. The pads we have on it now, the HP Pluses from Hawk are definitely a lot more performance-oriented pad. They're a little noisy, but definitely not bad, and the grip on them versus the stock pads is night and day. I mean, huge difference. It is definitely right now an all-around performance car. I mean, it's fast, rides decent still, and handles amazing, and stops on a dime. A lot of people when we build the car have asked about the color. Where did the color come from? We worked with our designer Jordan in-house about some different colors with the car, and we started off with Ford's Dark Shadow Gray, that 0304 color. Always was a fan of that. We took that and just made some small tweaks to it just to kind of make the color our own. And it definitely turned out really nice on the car. But that's the challenge as a SEMA. It's we don't want to wrap a car or do anything like that. Ford definitely likes their cars to be painted, and the time frame makes it tough. I mean, it's definitely the challenges of building these cars for Ford like this is you only have so much time, and you gotta, we want our paint jobs to be correct, so we're ripping the car all completely apart, taking everything apart, down to bare metal before we repaint it. So this car, unless you really knew what it looked like on the chassis, you'd never know that it was originally black. I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually really looking forward to this road trip. Usually every year I do some sort of a road trip. For quite a few years I did road rallies where I travel across the country and do a couple different things with those. Last year for this car, we actually took it to SEMA. We ended up taking a road trip to take it out there. We had planned on driving it home initially, but once we had to tow it ourselves, we ended up just towing it home, which was kind of disappointing. It would have been nice to drive it, but I've been able to take it to Charlotte, and I took it down to Atlanta, and we took it out to Detroit, and now this Florida trip should be awesome. It should be a good time. Put some more miles in the car, but just get out and drive. I mean, that's what these things are for. Car shows and all are cool, but to me, what these cars are about is driving. Get out on the road and just putting some miles on them.